Hello and welcome, I'm BluenoseLJ. This is my match reaction to the Merseyside derby yesterday, Everton 2, Liverpool 2 in the first Merseyside derby of the season. Now obviously there's quite a lot to talk about from the game itself, but I want to start with what I think is the biggest positive that we can take from the game yesterday, and that is that we didn't lose it. We haven't won, but we haven't lost. We've got a draw. We still remain undefeated, 13 points from a possible 15, top of the table, still 3 points clear of second place Liverpool. So this is a big positive. Now, this was always going to be a tough game and our biggest challenge of the season so far. And we've come through it. We've got a draw. We're still undefeated. So as far as I'm concerned, that is a big positive. Okay, we did get a little bit lucky, and Liverpool probably were the better side yesterday. I was a bit disappointed with the way that we played. I do think that we could have attacked Liverpool a bit more. This was a real opportunity for Everton to beat Liverpool for the first time in 10 years. And I do think that we missed out on that. It was never going to be an easy game. Liverpool were never going to be the team that lost 7-2 to Aston Villa. Merseyside derbies are just not that way. Liverpool are always up for the Merseyside derby. They always are ready for that. It was never going to be an easy game, regardless of the way that we've been playing and the way that Liverpool have been defending. It was never going to be a walkover for Everton. But I do think that we did miss the opportunity of beating Liverpool. I think that they were there for the taking, and I do think that we should have pushed a little bit more. But it's still a positive. We've come through. Remember, these are the league champions who walked the league last season, and we've taken them for a point. We still remain undefeated. So this was probably going to be the biggest challenge of the season. I'm sure that Manchester City will be a difficult game when we play them. But for me, the Merseyside derby is always the hardest game, and we've remain undefeated. So that is a positive. Other positives I think that we can take from the game is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yet again, on the score sheet, 5 games now he scored. He didn't really have too many opportunities yesterday, but he got one opportunity and he put it away. Another towering header rescued the point for us. So yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin again scoring. He's just scoring for fun at the moment. He's on fire. So that is a massive positive for us. Another positive, and I want to mention him because I thought that when he came on, he had an awesome game. Ben Godfrey came into the Merseyside derby at right back, looked solid, looked really good. And going forward, he looked good on the ball, made some really important challenges. I was really impressed with Godfrey. Looks like he settled in straight away. In a really big game, didn't look uncomfortable, didn't look nervous. Really good positive game from him. And I do think that he is somebody that we should be looking out for. I'm not sure if John Joe Kenny will be back for the next game. If Seamus Coleman is out, I think Ben Godfrey would be the replacement there at right back. And he can also, obviously, we know that he can play centre back because that is his main position, but he looks like he can cover at right back as well. So for me, a big positive. If he had started the game in the way that he played, probably would have ended up man of the match for Everton side anyway. So yeah, there are positives. I thought, I'm going to get to Jordan Pickford. I thought Jordan Pickford had actually a good game. He made some really good saves. One of the save from the header was world class. That is the problem with Jordan Pickford. That was a world class save. Absolutely awesome. And kept us in the game at that time. And that is what Jordan Pickford can do. But Was he lucky to be on the pitch? I think he was, and I know that Van Dijk was offside. Mm, maybe it was given offside. Whether he was offside or not is another thing. But you can't go in with challenges like that. Even you know once the offside has been given, that is for me. I don't think he deliberately went into Van Dijk to hurt him. It was just a really really bad challenge, to be honest. But even still, I still think that you can be given a red card for that. There's no question about it. It was dangerous play. You, just because a whistle's gone or it's been given offside or not, you can't at any time you can't injure a player like that. It was a really really bad challenge by Pickford, but he's managed to get away with it. Uh, they've given it offside. I, I'm not sure that he was. It would have been a penalty, and I think that that probably would have been game over if they would have got that penalty. So um, yeah, that was a little bit Pickford making another mistake, but obviously the fact that he stayed on, he's made two really good saves, and like I say, one of those I think was world class and kept us in the game at that time. So you get the good and the bad from Jordan Pickford in one game, but there's no question Jordan Pickford can, he can pull off saves like that, and when he does that, you think Jordan, you are a top quality goalkeeper, but the mistakes that he makes, and it does seem almost on a weekly basis that he at least makes one mistake, and they are going to cost us. They will cost us games if he carries on doing that. So there's the good and bad of Jordan Pickford. Obviously, we've lost Richarlison as well for 3 games for his sending off. I do think that Richarlison should have had a penalty when he was in the box when he was pulling his shirt. I can't actually remember who it was pulling his shirt when the header hit the post. Probably if he doesn't have his shirt pulled there, he gets to it slightly quicker and maybe scores there. But so yeah, I think Richarlison could have had a penalty before obviously being sent off. And obviously the goal at the end, I think we've got away with one there. Maybe Mane has been growing his fingernails too long and he's been classed as offside from a fingernail, which was beyond Mina. But however it is, it's been given offside. We're due some luck on that VAR. When they say when you're at the top of the league, things happen, and you get away with things. Maybe we're going to find that out. But it was a very strange decision, but we've got away with it. We like I say, we are due some luck. Liverpool have had luck in Merseyside derbies. Who can remember? You can't forget that Origi goal, scoring in that 96th minute when we did not deserve to lose that game at Anfield, and we've lost 1-0. That was really unlucky. We didn't deserve it. Liverpool ended up with the win, but these things happen. We've got away with it when probably we didn't really deserve it. But like I say, I was disappointed that the way that we've been playing, and I did think that we should have attacked Liverpool more. But apart from a few, the goals, Salah's goal was class. It came from a defensive block or a header, but it was a class goal. apart from the 2 goals that they scored, and obviously the goal that was disallowed, I don't. They were better than us, but I don't think that they caused us too much trouble. Apart from that, uh, I know that they were probably better, but did they deserve to win the game? I don't think so. I think a draw was ultimately um, the right result. Like I say, I think that we could have had a penalty for the pull on Richarlison. Um, so yeah, a draw overall was probably the right result. We did get away with it, but you know that we have to take that now. We've got through probably the biggest challenge until we have the Liverpool game, the Merseyside derby at Anfield. Um, there's our fans going to be back for that. It's next year. There is a possibility that they may get the advantage of that, and I've spoken about that in other videos. But yeah, until we get that, I do think that that's probably our biggest challenge. Like we've come through it. We're still top of the league. That is the biggest thing that we need to take from that. We are going to be missing Richarlison. Probably Iwobi will come in, but we'll worry about that when closer to the next game. But as an Everton fan, as a collective, I think that we just need to, it's a disappointment that we've another game against Liverpool where we haven't managed to win. But with the fact that, them scoring so late on and it not being given, I do think that we need to take the positive of that we haven't lost. We're still top of the league, and we've managed to come through the game against the league. Remember that they are the league champions, and actually they've improved their team this season. So it was a test of where we are, and we've come through it. We still remain undefeated, so we've managed to get through that. You have to have luck. You have to have luck during a season. You're not going to win every game, and you need those, games where possibly you could have lost, but you don't. Liverpool had that quite a few times last season where they could have lost games and they've ended up winning them. So that's what happens when, if you want to be champions, if you want to fight for the top 4, you have to get through those games where you can lose, but you don't lose. And that's what we've done. So, yeah, we have to take the positives from it and move on to the next game, look to the next game, which I think is against Southampton away. We look to that game now. The Merseyside derby is gone. We've got through it. Let's get on to the next game. Let's try. Hopefully, we get another 3 points, and we push on, and we just take one game at a time and see where we go. But we are undefeated. We're still top of the table, and for me, although it is a disappointment we haven't beaten Liverpool when we did have a real good opportunity to do so, we haven't lost, and that for me is the main thing. So yeah, let's see where we are in a couple of games time, and we could really start talking about that top 4 position if we can. I think the next 3-4 games are going to be really important to see where we are and whether we can still push on and fight for that top 4 position. Thank you very much for watching. That's it. Like I say, take the positives and let's look for the next game. And I'll see you on my next video, which will probably be a preview of our next game.